Okay, let me go ahead and show this off some more here. I'm going to just get a bunch of close-ups right here, and I'm just going to go real slow on this. Okay, and I'm sitting back here. The camera's up above me, so when I point this at the camera, I'm not pointing it at myself. Got serrations on the front and back. Has a little bit of an extended mag release here. So there's no beveling on the mag well here. I've seen aftermarket parts that you can buy that replaces the mainspring housing here, and it comes up here and it gives you a good bevel to be able to put your mag in there easier. Okay, it's got this memory pad right here, what they call it on the beaver tail grip safety. That ensures that when you grab this thing, it gives you don't have to have a perfect grip on this to engage or to get rid of the safety. Okay, on the early models, I think they said they had problems with these safeties. This is an ambidextrous safety. Having problems with it just breaking. I think they've gotten those problems resolved. That was one problem they had on these whenever, I believe they came out with these, Taurus came out with their 1911s in 2005. Okay. In their little bag here, they have a little Allen wrench where the keys come with for the safety. This little Allen wrench is for your sights. Okay, they have this checkering right here underneath the trigger guard. None on the front side. I already showed that checkering on the front strap there. Same checkering on the back strap here. Your beaver tail grip safety here. Commander style hammer. Okay, and right there is Taurus's locking system. Okay, so you take one of these keys, these hex keys, turn that, and it keeps it from being able to fire. And that was another thing on the ATI, is the front of the barrel was polished, but then whenever you open the slide, you could see that the front of it was blued. Okay, so from what I understand, read a lot about this also, is you don't ever want to drop your slide on an empty chamber. Supposedly what happens when you do that is where the sear and where the hammer interface together, it it bounces those, and when those bounce, it causes damage to the sear face. So from what I understand, don't ever just like this and let that fall forward. I kind of caught that a little bit, but you don't want to do that. But from what I read, you can dry fire them all day long. Apparently the worst thing that'll happen if you dry fire it is your firing pin, they said, can get mushroomed. You can mushroom the head of that firing pin, but you can get a good quality firing pin for $10 to $15 from Wilson Combat or something, so that's not going to be a whole lot to fix. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick takedown of this thing. Now, when I've done the takedown on this recoil spring plug, let me take my ring off so I don't bang this up. I've tried my best to push this down. I just cannot push down far enough to get my barrel bushing to spin over. And you can use your barrel bushing wrench, but I found the easiest thing to do is this mag. This little plastic base plate right here works perfectly for doing that. So you don't even have to have that wrench. It don't matter. If you've got your mag with you, you can push down with your mag, push the plug down. Make sure you capture that. You just take your plug, recoil spring out, and you rotate your barrel bushing that direction to release it. Let me show you what's happening here. So you see right here, this bulge right here, it's right down in there. And then I'll show you a little bit when I take this off. I'll show you inside of the slide where the groove is inside of this, where that goes up inside of there. Okay, so you take your plug out, recoil spring, take your barrel bushing out. Okay, this needs to be cocked. So what I'm going to do is bring this back to where this tiny little notch right here is right above my slide stop. And once I get it there, I'm going to push on this on the opposite side. Alright, pulls out real easy. And then from there, slides off real easy. Has a full length guide rod. Tip your barrel link down. Barrel goes out the front. Okay, now I said I was going to show you. Okay, you can kind of see it up in there. Right up in here, that groove right there is what this rides inside of, and that's what captures that. When you put that in there, that's what keeps that from coming out. So these, I think all of Taurus's 1911s are all Series 80. So you have a Series 70 and Series 80. And this little plunger right here is what makes it a Series 80. So what that is a firing pin safety. So it's what happens is if I try to push in this firing pin, you can see it stops right there. Okay? Can't get past that. So it's kind of like a drop safety. So if I push in this plunger right here, now I can push the firing pin in. Okay, and see it actually it captured it whenever I did that. Do that, lets it come back out. So you can tell if it's Series 80 real quick by looking for that plunger right there. If it's got it, Series 80. If it don't, it's Series 70. Okay, so to put this thing back together, and I know you've probably seen 100 of these, Barrel goes in, tip your barrel link back, slide your guide rod in. That's what you're going to do on this guide rod. Come on. See this little saddle on this guide rod? You're going to lay that saddle where it lays on the curvature of that barrel. Come on. Goes along the curvature of that barrel like that. Okay. Now, you're going to tip this barrel link up. So what I'm going to do is take, and I know there's people do this all different ways. I'm going to take the frame, slide it on there. Now, so what I'm going to do, let me see if I can see this. Okay, you can see in there that barrel link. You can see it in that hole. So what I want it to do is to make sure that that barrel link is lined up with this hole in the frame. So what I'm going to do is take my slide stop and put it straight on here. Don't have this hanging down like this because people get what they call an idiot scratch. Push it straight on like this. Okay, and it's only going to go home about halfway. So what I'm going to do now is slide the slide back again here to where this notch again is right above the slide stop, and then from there you can push it the rest of the way home. Okay, you're going to take barrel bushing, put it on there, slide it around here. Take a recoil spring, put it around the guide rod. I'm going to push it down far enough to where I can push this barrel bushing over and it catches right there on that first little ridge right there. And from there, just use my mag. And then let it catch back in there. Okay. Of course, we're empty here. So what I'm going to do, I can slide a couple times, make sure that's good. Okay, now I want to check safety real quick. So first thing I want to do, make sure my thumb safety's off. Make sure I'm not depressing the grip safety. Trigger did not do anything. Now push the grip safety. Hammer dropped. Okay. Now put on thumb safety. Depress the grip safety. Pull the trigger. Nothing. Drop that. Still depressing that. Everything's good. Alright, I think that's about it. About all the things I want to talk about. I just like the way this feels in my hand. I tried a few of the double stack. And I know it gives you more firepower. But I've got plenty of handguns that have plenty of firepower. I've got several handguns that hold, just in a standard mag, 15 to 18 rounds. So this is my first 1911. So I just want to stay with the traditional one. I like this profile of being real thin here for a single stack. I like the way this feels, like the way it points. I hate watching review videos that don't have range time. In my Browning Buckmark review that I did a few weeks ago, I talked about the fact that same thing, couldn't go out and shoot with it because it was been raining. We've gotten a ton of rain lately, and I don't really have a range around here, but I do have a friend that lets me go out and shoot on his farm, and it's just way too muddy to go out and shoot right now. So there's not going to be any range time in this one, but first chance that I get to go, I'm definitely going to be out doing some shooting. I'll put some range time with this thing on my YouTube channel. Pretty good fit. Alright, thanks for watching today.